Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I've just got in from a very cold, dark evening run. So in this week's video, what I thought I would do was give you an update into my training, obviously with my new coaching team, Triathlon Training, and I'm 3 weeks in now, so let's give you an update. Right, I'm showered, I'm warm, or warmer. I've got a nice little green curry, little Thai green curry on the go. Felt like I needed something to warm me up. Bloody cold out there. Anyway, this training malarkey, let's get back to that. So where am I with it? How's it going? Those kind of things. What I am going to say is overall, I'm really pleased at the start I've made. It's going pretty well so far. And I think the easiest thing is to flash up some of my training pics, show you a little bit about that. So I've been receiving my plans from Phil Ellison, which is my coach over at Triathlon Training, each week. And as you will see from the training peaks, there's a fair amount of green. And green is good, right? I suppose it shows that I've actually hit all the sessions so far to plan. And we know that, I suppose, effective training is all about consistency. And consistency brings results. And I think also it shows that I'm actually buying into the process. So what are my thoughts around the different aspects of the training? Breaking that down into the swim, the bike, and the run. So firstly, I'm really enjoying the swims and the plans that have been sent across for those. I mentioned before that you do need to read through them. What I try and do is print them off and put them on a little card and stash them in a waterproof sort of mobile phone wallet and take them to the pool with me, because there is no way you would remember the sets for each of those swims. I'm certainly doing different things in the swim sessions, and if I look back at my own training and when I used to train myself, one thing I think is becoming apparent, and that is I didn't do enough mixed pace swimming. Phil has got me doing a variety of different paces, and one thing that's teaching me is it's teaching me to learn what each of those paces feels like. And I think I've been guilty in the past of just trying to stick to similar pace swims, and that hasn't helped me in the past. Now I think this is going to be particularly useful when I'm racing, because I'm always cautious on the swim leg, and learning what threshold feels like, what above threshold feels like, what just an aerobic swim is. They're all going to help me in managing my pace, particularly in the open water swims. And I just got to say, I've got to show you this again. I mean, this just looks lovely, and trust me, it tastes fantastic. Just check that out. Oh yeah, all done, ready to eat. So let's just get back to the swimming part. I'm currently swimming around 3 times a week, and most of the sessions are around 2.5 to 3K. I haven't actually had any issues with my shoulder, which is good, but I am monitoring that and just being careful with that. The swims, I think, are really focused around technique at the moment. So yes, I'm doing some mixed pace swimming and doing some harder efforts in them, but they're not very long. And the reason they're not very long is because what we're trying to maintain is that good technique and good form throughout. I'm assuming that as the season goes on, or the training ramps up, those sorts of efforts will become longer, with the aim to keep that form and that that good technique throughout the longer interval. So what's been going on with my biking? Well, I'm going to start by saying I think I've got quite a bit of work to do over the winter and spring, really, if I want to get it back to where it was and to further that on. Today I'm in my warm-up of one of my key bike sessions for the week, which there are 2. This one shouldn't be too bad. I'm not looking forward to Saturday's one. Well, yeah, it's quite a toughie, an Olympic style session. But most of my bike sessions have been mostly on Zwift, and they're quite easy because you can load the actual program that's in Training Peaks to the Zwift, which I didn't actually know you could do, and it does make life a little bit easier. So not much riding outside. I have done, I think, one or two, but last weekend the weather was abysmal. It was windy, it was wet, and I decided to do that ride on the turbo trainer, and that was a 2-hour ride, and that's the furthest or longest actually that I've ridden on the turbo trainer for quite some time. So I think I'm going to have to start getting used to doing some of those longer ones, particularly with the winter, because I can't guarantee that every Sunday the weather will be rideable or worthy of going out in. But yeah, that's me. I don't know if you can see my setup. Got the iPad there just in front of me. Stick a movie on, get the session done. Haven't died in any of them yet, although today's one's going to be I think quite tough. But I think Saturday's one, like I said, is going to be tougher. And I've just got to keep ticking them off and getting them done. So let's get on with this. So then we come to the running. Now, along the bike, I think I've got quite a bit of running work to do on my run if I want to get it back to where I was at the start of this year. Now, if I think back to February, March time, I was in some really good run form, and I'd like to get back to there. And there's a little bit of work and effort we're going to have to put in if we want to do that. I've got to be careful. I'm being super cautious with my running because I'm so injury prone with running. It's beyond a joke. 90% of my injuries are running related. So I have to be super cautious, and what with my previous knee and hamstring issue, which I've just got over, I've got to be careful. So my coach Phil and I have been talking about doing the run test. It's something that needs to be done. It's the only test that I haven't done at the moment, and purely because of just getting back to running, and we wanted to make sure that I'd had a bit of running before and in my legs so that they could take that load, because I'm going to be running a bit harder and a bit faster. Now what I've done is I've decided to enter a race, a 10k race next week, next Wednesday, as a way of completing that run test. Now I'm not going to go into too much about that run and that race, because what I'm thinking is I might do a video on it then, so I'll explain a little bit more when we come to that. Now last week saw me complete around 17 miles in my running, and my mileage is slowly creeping up. I think the only thing that I'm lacking in is a little bit of confidence in my body and my niggles. But I suppose there is a silver lining, because I've had nearly 3 weeks of good consistent running without any issues. I've been a bit careful and I've taken some of the runs a little bit gingerly, but none of it's been particularly hard, and my body's holding up. And if that trend continues, I know that that will certainly build my confidence in my body and that ability to perform sort of slightly harder efforts. Right guys, that's it for this week's video. Do go check out Total Tri Training and my coach over on their website. Really great setup, really pleased with everything so far, and I'm really enjoying it. As always, thanks for tuning in. Do like and subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you very, very soon.